The ongoing economic recession has taken a toll on the University of the West Indies. Vice-Chancellor Professor E. Nigel Harris says with just over half of the UWI's financing coming from regional governments, all three campuses have had to make cutbacks. But he told CBC News the biggest challenge for the campuses has been the arrears they face.
The amount of funding that had been promised that has not come is really mounting. And as such, I mean, some of what we did was to make an appeal to our governments as best as they can to catch up. But we had another side to this, that we ourselves are not sitting to wait, but we're developing and moving rapidly to have a number of programs in which we can generate new revenues.
The Mayor of Port of Spain, Louis Lee Sing, said, and the Downtown Owners and Merchants Association have called for increased police presence in the capital after 3 people were shot and killed over the weekend. The death toll in the country this year has reached 201. Mayor Lee Sing said these things will continue to happen until authorities decide they don't want crime anymore and are willing to implement revolutionary measures to bring about relief in the long term. He suggested a mandatory national service will help prevent young men from becoming gang members. Well, after months of negotiations, Antigua and Barbuda and the Regional Council of Guadeloupe will sign an agreement to share expertise and make joint approaches to secure developmental assistance. The signing ceremony took place between Prime Minister Baldwin Spencer and the President of the Regional Council of Guadeloupe this afternoon. Under the bilateral cooperation agreement, the two countries will cooperate in economic, scientific and cultural development, including disaster preparedness, renewable energy, agriculture and tourism. Emphasizing the historical importance of the agreement, Prime Minister Spencer indicated that untapped opportunities would now be explored.
Good evening, I'm Kent Jerson and this is the Business Report. We begin tonight with news of a major deal. The University of the West Indies Cave Hill campus and a leading international company have entered a biosciences research and commercial partnership. Lisa Broom reports.
The agreement between the Cave Hill campus and Biojet will see the company funding research at the university, leading to discoveries and commercialization of biofuels and other renewable energy. The funding will also be used to create the UE Biojet International Biofuel Research Institute. Biojet is described on its website as a leading international supply chain integrator for renewable jet fuel and related co-products. The partnership is intended to develop UE Cave Hill's capacity for research into renewable energy technologies from plant, waste, biomass or algae. It is also expected to create new graduate careers in energy biosciences and those pertinent to the logistics and supply chain management of biofuel distribution. Cave Hill campus principal Sir Hilary Beckles says the agreement is one of the cornerstone science and technology projects that will undergird the transformation of the campus and the region with new career options. He adds that it will also serve as a knowledge-based platform for the creation of wealth through bioenergy research. A part of the agreement is an equitable sharing of resulting intellectual property from research into microalgae for the production of biofuel and derivatives. Biojet's CEO Mitch Hawkins says the company is very interested in the Caribbean and they see the university as a valuable partner in the future success of its operations. In February this year, Biojet announced that it had received a $1.2 billion funding facility from Cayman-based Equity Partners Fund SPC. The funding agreement is designed to allow Biojet a significant source of capital for its supply chain capital projects program, as well as investment and strategic acquisitions. Lisa Broom for the Business Report.
Thank you, Lisa. Now, 2 buildings being constructed at a cost of $121 million by the National Insurance Scheme are expected to be delivered on time and within budget. This from NIS Director Ian Carrington. The buildings are Warren Towers 2, which is to the west of Kentucky Fried Chicken, and the Baobab Towers, located to the northwest of CIBC First Caribbean International Bank.
In regards to the Baobab Towers, the actual construction phase will be completed by the end of August. They are now in the phase of outfitting, and we expect that building to be handed over for occupancy by the end of February 2012. With regard to the Warren Towers 2, the actual construction phase is to end at the end of November, and we are now in the process of essentially looking at the contracts for fitting with an expected occupancy date of late April of 2012.
Now for a look at the stocks, here's a summary of today's trading on some of the region's exchanges. All right, good evening to all, and what began as a fair day here in Barbados, we saw a gradual increase in cloud cover, but no real significant shower activity, at least in the southern portion of the island chain. Totally different scenario up north though. Let's take a look at the extreme temperatures. At around 2 today at the airport, we got up to 31.2 degrees Celsius. The minimum temperature was 26.4 over the period. At 6 o'clock, partly cloudy skies, 28.5 degrees Celsius, 78%. The winds are out of the east at 27 kilometers per hour. A marginal fall off. The apparent temperature today was 39 degrees Celsius, not too uncomfortable. Now, to the east, in the eastern Atlantic, no tropical waves to report on, though. There's just this area in the vicinity of around 30-31 degrees west. We're going to be watching that quite closely, but this is a fairly significant tropical wave just to the east of us. The axis is at around 58 degrees west, oriented in this general way. As a result, the southern portion rather is already into the Guyanas. Let's put the cloud in motion. It is already, my last check saw showers and thunderstorms being generated over the Guyanas. This orientation, though, the forward portion of the system presently is along 58 degrees west. I've been seeing two significant pockets of convection, one to the north and one to the south. In the area looks a bit sedate, but our predictions are that later tonight into tomorrow, this is due to move across Barbados and the island chain, and we are seeing pockets of moderate to heavy shower activity, possible isolated thunderstorms, and even some gusty winds. Now, the activity is expected to continue into most of tomorrow. The model data, though, is suggesting we are not seeing any real significant enhancement of this system, but generally, as I indicated, some pockets of pretty heavy showers are embedded in this system, and by tomorrow it should very well engulf the whole island chain. Trinidad, Tobago, and the Guyanas are presently being affected. Initially, though, over the island chain we had a lovely day. The ridge of high pressure was the dominant feature. Surface trough was responsible for the cloudy skies over the north. Not a whole lot of shower activity, but that is going to be changing. Over the west, there's another fairly significant area. This is associated with a broad area of low pressure and a tropical wave. The potential, though, for development is not very great, but this too is expected to generate a significant amount of shower activity in the vicinity of Honduras. I'll be back after the break. Welcome back, and this is what we're expecting across Barbados and across the region tomorrow, whereas most of the heavy convection is expected to be to the south. As I indicated, there's a fair amount of potential for tonight into tomorrow, some pockets of moderate to heavy showers, possibility of thunderstorms, and some gusty winds to sweep across the island chain. Now, once the system pushes out of the area, that would be after late Wednesday, we are seeing a marginal drain out of the atmosphere, but the winds are going to be picking up. Moisture is going to be still swept into the area, so scattered showers are going to be with us. But towards weekend, things are looking pretty good. Let's take a look at our 4-day prediction. We're going to be looking at Tuesday through to Friday. Scattered showers, the possibility of isolated thunderstorms. Tuesday into Wednesday, partly cloudy skies, scattered showers, and you can see the progression towards fair weather conditions towards the weekend. But of course, we're going to be keeping you fully informed on the movement and the developments. Sunrise in Barbados tomorrow, 5:38. Sunset will be at 29 minutes after 6. The tide situation, the first high tide 35 minutes after midnight. The second is going to be at 29 minutes after 2 in the p.m. First low tide 7:48 tomorrow. The second is going to be at 19 minutes after 7 in the evening. The seas have dropped off marginally, slight to moderate in open water, peaking at 2 meters. the winds across Barbados and across the region, easterly to east southeasterly 15 to 40 kilometers per hour. Of course, with the tropical wave pushing into the region, there's the possibility of a higher gust. And the forecast for Barbados for tonight, partly cloudy at first, becoming increasingly cloudy with some scattered showers. For tomorrow, generally cloudy to overcast with showers and isolated thunderstorms.